Thank fitness it's Friday.
And welcome back to Money FM 89.3. You're here with me, Danko, and Neil Humphreys on the Friday Night Live. It is that hour, Neil. Thank fitness, it's Friday. And every week we invite a very special guest to talk about their, fitness journey and how they've gotten to where they are today. Hopefully it inspires you through their series of routine workouts and diet that might also help you to, innovate yourself and to become a better version of yourself in a healthier way.
Absolutely.
So this week, I've decided, let's bring someone bigger. Let's bring someone stronger.
The biggest.
Let's bring someone that's pretty much the closest thing to a Hulk, because he is the 3 times PCA International Bodybuilding Champion, as well as a local beatbox champion. So without further ado, let's welcome on the show, Genix. Welcome, Genix. How are you doing today?
Hello. My name is Genix. I'm doing very good. And thank you for the opportunity. It's my absolute pleasure to be here.
It's the pleasure to have you here. And again, I said this off air, folks. Growing up, my favourite TV show was The Incredible Hulk. And the guy sitting across from me, honestly, his shoulders are the width of the causeway. They are extraordinary. So let's start right there, because you were telling us off air that you were not a naturally big kid. You were relatively skinny. You started out as quite a skinny dancer. So tell us your journey.
I go way back in 2011. So I used to start dancing because I just want to be part of a group in secondary school. Yeah, I was always the kid that was a loner. I was left out. So I decided to get into dancing. So I was actively competing, posting videos, getting more recognition, until a point in 2012, after my O-levels, if you guys know. Yeah, so my dance partner actually flew back to the Philippines, and then I was actually recovering from a breakup. So whatever plans that I had with the ex-girlfriend, obviously we are not going to do them together, right? So I was back in that square one where I had no one, I have nothing to do, dancing alone is boring. So I had this group of friends who were basketballers. They were training for a basketball match that time, so they encouraged me to go to the gym with them, mainly just to kill time, so that I don't overthink and maybe try to do something stupid, So I obliged just to spend some time with them and then go through it. So I just follow what they did. So after 2 months, I saw a little bit of biceps and I was hooked. So I just continue on with or without them.
Well, it's not just biceps that we see today, Neil. It's all sorts of muscles I've never seen grown on a person before. It sounds a little bit oddly familiar to the previous guy that we had on about basketball story as well, Jason Chi. He also started out with some basketball friends. But it's interesting to note that, it started, you started because of some friends and the influence. So just walk us through, the journey into bodybuilding then. What escalated to that extent?
I think back then it was just something that gave me purpose, and I felt that I could be confident with, right? Because I was actually transitioning out of the dance industry because I kind of felt bored with it. And then like a lot of the seniors, the people that I look up to, they are also transitioning out of that phase. So I actually went into music, to doing beatboxing, and then eventually I just used this platform like doing bodybuilding to actually kind of market myself in the beatboxing community.
Wow.
So everyone was like, oh, the big guy who beatboxes. And then in the bodybuilding industry, for some reason, people know that, oh, the bodybuilder who beatboxes. So it's kind of funny how these two came together.
It's the beatboxing bodybuilder and the bodybuilding beatboxer.
That's quite
It's a tongue twister, lots of alliteration. But just for the benefit of our listeners, can you try to give us a sense of your size? I mean, I don't know how, the width of your shoulders, your biceps, because I really want to give an idea to our listeners right now how big you actually are.
No, he just secretly wants to compare himself, later.
His arms are bigger than my legs. Give us some dimensions, some sizes.
I'm about 112 kilos now, and I'm at 176 cm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's all muscle.
Maybe a little bit of fat. Yeah, I wouldn't dare to say it's all muscle.
But have you? I'm just again. Have you ever measured your biceps or like the width of them or the circumference or?
I think at its biggest, it was around 19.
Wow.
Yeah, around 19.
19.
That's a huge number, Neil. That's huge. That's
Wow.
all you need to know, 19 inch. Well, you know what? Go back, take a measuring tape, just measure your
19
biceps now.
what? Inches, centimeters?
Yeah, just inches around the circumference,
Wow.
right? Yeah.
Extraordinary.
So
Extraordinary.
just go back and have it checked out, okay, Neil?
So let me ask you. So you said you'd had a breakup. You wanted to get in the gym, feel a sense of belonging. Lots of people do that. I mean, I go to the gym. Obviously, Dan goes to the gym, but we don't look like you. So when was the moment when you was in the gym when you went beyond just being a regular gym guy to a guy who can compete in bodybuilding tournaments? Was there something? Did you see yourself in the mirror one day, or did someone talk to you? How did it happen?
Oh, actually, this is a very interesting story.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to compete in the pageant, Mr. Singapore.
Oh.
Yeah, you know the
Of
one
course.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
go for Mr. World,
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Universe. So I actually signed up for the wrong competition. Yeah, so when there was this competition called Physique War, I thought it was the same.
Right. Okay.
So I registered for it as a teen, 18 back then, not knowing it was actually a bodybuilding and physique competition. So I went on to diet. Fortunately for me, I had a coach back then. So we just went for it. And I think 10 weeks away from the competition, we start to realize, I don't really think is what you sign up for. I think it's a bodybuilding competition, and I'm like, okay, let's just go with it since I've already registered.
Yeah.
And I've told everyone that, come and watch me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I just cracked on, just continued, and for some reason, I think I'm lucky, I just won.
Wow.
So from there, I just realized that, hey, I like this feeling. I like that when I put my heart into something, I achieve something through the hard work and the effort. And it made me feel like, I can actually do something more,
Wow, congratulations, man. I mean, that's really extraordinary. I think any regular person on the road, if it were me, if I sign up for something that's not what I signed up for in the first place, I don't think I'll go on with it. So, okay, let's talk a little bit more about your bodybuilding career then. What goes behind the prep? I know because there are a lot of things that are strictly, that you have to strictly follow, right? In terms of diet and, the workouts as well. So tell us what it's like.
Honestly, what goes behind a bodybuilding prep is whatever you hear from a lot of people that is very, it's quite boring. You just wake up, you eat, you train, you sleep, you repeat that. I think the main difference will be having the extreme focus and being able to sacrifice. So what I mean by that is, at least for me, every day, like the moment I start to prepare for this competition, be it 20 weeks away, 16, like every day was for the competition. I wanted to win. So every day to me was an opportunity to be better. So it doesn't matter if I did very well or I did not so good, not up to what I expected, but at least I know that I did not leave anything on the table. I gave my 100%, and I had to overcome a lot of self-doubt. I overcome the self-doubt and regain that confidence again, because for some of you who don't know, I actually came back from 3-level spinal fusion. So 2 years ago, I was learning how to walk again.
Wow.
In the hospital for like a week, learning how to stand from a chair, learning how to sit back down and stuff like that. So there was a lot of self-doubt whether I'm able to improve. I'm obviously not able to train again like the way I used to, or at least I would like to. So I couldn't train as heavy. I need to be very meticulous with how I executed my movements. So there was a lot of question marks, a lot of what ifs. What if I can't improve? Can I improve? And people who gone through surgeries, they will tell me I think it's a bad move. You can't come back the way you want to, After an injury, you'll never be the same. So there's a lot of things that actually filled my mind, and I have to feel like, I have to try, and then try to regain the confidence, being patient with myself, and also to take it like a redemption. Yeah, to actually overcome this big this rehab journey, and being back on stage.
It's a very inspirational story. We're talking to Genix, personal trainer and 3 times international bodybuilding champion and a local beatboxing champion. You heard that right. Beatboxing and bodybuilding champion. If you have any questions for him, WhatsApp 88550893. Give us a sense of your average day. I mean, for example, I'm curious to know, firstly, how long your workouts are and how often, and also your calorie intake. I'm guessing you must have to eat a heck of a lot of food. So tell us about calories and workout.
So on average, I eat about 5,000 too.
Wow.
So if to give you a rough gauge, that would be just from carbohydrates alone, that will be like 2 kilos of rice, cooked rice.
Wow.
A day?
Yeah, yes. 2 kilos of cooked rice.
How do you stomach that, man?
So do you do like regular meals often, like 4 or 5 meals a day, or how do you do
I
it?
have to.
Yeah.
I have to. And for what goes on my average day, wake up, prepare for work. I have a time that I strictly adhere to when to train, because I know after a certain amount of meals, that will be the best, how I feel the best and how I'll perform.
Interesting. And when is that for you?
About 4 p.m.
Okay.
after 2 meals in.
Right.
Yeah, so during this time, this window is strictly for myself, so I will not take clients in. Yeah.
So how long is your workout usually? How long does it usually take?
On average, it will take about 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, for my lower body days, because I'm still doing my rehab process.
Of course.
It will take about maybe 2.5 hours.
Right.
Yeah, to make sure everything is warmed up. There's no sensitive areas. I don't get injured again.
I mean, most people going to the gym, they would know the basics, bicep curls, leg extensions and so on. But for someone who's a bodybuilder taking part in international competitions, what kind of muscle groups do you have to focus on that maybe the regular gym goer doesn't?
I think it will be the hamstrings and glutes.
Yeah.
More lower body.
He has underdeveloped glutes, according to a doctor.
Yeah, a doctor told me that, Genix. He actually told me I had underdeveloped glutes. The most humiliating moment of my life.
You'll help him later, okay?
Yeah.
For sure.
So do you break up the training? Is it 1 hour lower body, 1 hour upper body, or is it 2 hours focused on one muscle set and then the next day another muscle set? How do you tend to do it?
So for me, I train 5 times a week.
Oh, right.
So for the first 3 times, I will do like 2 upper body, a low body, and then I'll repeat the cycle. Yeah.
All
so
right.
Mainly chest, shoulders, and then the next day will be the back, the pulling exercises, followed by legs, then repeat the cycle.
Interesting. So then what do you think would make a routine sustainable? Because I know on your Instagram page, right, you advocate, creating a fitness regime that's sustainable for everyone to use. So what would constitute a sustainable regime?
I think the first one will be enjoying what you do. Yeah, enjoying what you do, followed by being patient with it, right? And I think the most important will be understanding your intentions. So what I mean by that will be, why are you doing this exercise? Why am I even going to the gym, right? There's a lot more that goes into it beyond like aesthetics, Maybe some people, they are trying to improve their mental health, find purpose, things like that. Maybe try to make a career out of it. So I feel that it's very important to understand deeper, why are you getting yourself into this, and how does it improve your life, Like finding purpose, it makes you happy, it makes you look more confident. What if I don't look confident? How would I feel? Things like that.
Well, you've obviously found purpose in 2 very different ways, bodybuilding and beatboxing. How did you get into that, beatboxing?
Oh, that's another interesting story. So in secondary 3, when I was 15, I used to chase after this girl. She was my classmate.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
So I was not an athletic person. I was not a basketballer. So the average guy in my class, they were either soccer players, they were in some band, some choir, or basketball. So I was the only one that didn't really look that great, So I thought it was the body, but I was too lazy to get it. So I decided to impress her with my dance. So it failed. And then one day, she was online on MSN.
Yeah.
And then I tried talking to her. I tried nudging her. You remember the nudging effect, right?
Yeah.
And then she didn't reply. So I saw on the Facebook, she uploaded a link of this K-pop group called Big Bang.
Okay.
So there are some idols doing some beatboxing, and her caption was, "Marry me," with a heart shape. So I was like, okay, that's it.
Okay.
I have to learn this. This might be the thing.
Yeah.
It might be the thing that I'll get her, you know?
Yeah.
So I was sitting behind her.
Yeah.
So I started to practice, like, every day, doing some, like, funny sounds. So one day she turned behind. She just told me, "Can you shut up? You're very irritating."
Oh no.
Yeah, so my friend, he told me, "It's okay. Just sign up for the Teachers' Day concert.
Yeah.
Okay, just keep practicing, but don't irritate her, and go on stage 6 months later and perform, and you win her heart." So I did it.
Yeah.
But throughout that process, I actually kind of forgotten about it. Yeah, so I realized, like, by the time I got on stage,
Yeah.
I was not really actively chasing this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went back down to being my classmate.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. It's a
So
new
from-
purpose. Huh?
Yeah, so from there, I realized that I really like being on stage. I like interacting with the crowd, showing my skills, showing what I have to offer.
Yeah.
And of course, the stage fright. Unfortunately, I was not a really well-behaved kid. So from primary school all the way to secondary 3, I was always on the stage because of punishment. Yeah, because I was making too much noise. I didn't wear the right shoes for the uniform. So I'm always on stage facing the entire school.
Yeah.
So I realized, like, I could look at everybody and, like, make funny faces.
Yeah.
I can signal. So I realized I didn't have that stage fright. Yeah, so I leveraged off that as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Well,
Wow,
to
fantastic.
finish, I mean, Dan does the bodybuilding,
Yeah.
but he doesn't do the beatboxing. So could you give him an example? Give him a quick tip on
Yeah.
how he could beatbox.
No, you know what? Why don't you give us like a quick, simple beatboxing trick? There's something that sounds impressive, you know. Just a quick one, like a few seconds.
So like a live performance.
Yeah, just like a live snippet of it, of what you would normally do.
Okay, I'll give something simple.
Okay.
Dance with me. Drop it like.
Wow. That's
Oh, my
fantastic.
goodness.
That
Wow.
is very impressive.
Neil, I'd like to see you try that. Try something new.
I'll practice.
Okay.
I'll work on it.
All right.
Was
Now-
brilliant. Genix, we've got to finish it off, but
Yep.
before we do, we always finish with a quick fire round. 6 questions we ask all of our fitness guests. Keep the answers short. Here we go. Super 6 fitness tidbits.
All right, first question. What's your typical weekly gym routine like? Let's just reiterate because you've covered that just now, right?
Right, so weekly gym routine would be a pull, a push, rest, legs, and pull, push, and upper body again.
Brilliant.
Wow.
What's your favorite healthy meal and why?
Sushi. I like sashimi a lot.
Very good.
Okay, what's your favorite workout or exercise?
Legs.
Oh,
Okay, and here's my favorite question. Gym etiquette. What is the one thing that annoys you about other gym users?
Oh man, there's so many. But I think people who...
the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
I think it's people who don't like to share. So when I ask, like, how many more sets you have?
Yeah.
And then, oh, can I share, right?
Yeah.
Can I share? And they tell me, like, I have 5 more sets. So actually, I get a bit peeved, like, I'm asking you, can we share? I'm not asking you how many
Yeah.
sets you have left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just had that experience the other day.
If anyone comes up, if you go up to anybody and say share, they share. So to this guy.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right, next question. What's your number one health and fitness tip?
Number one health and fitness tip is walk more. Do more walks daily.
Brilliant. And last thing, what motivates you to stay on your fitness journey?
Progression. I'm a big fan of progression. So constantly improving, be it in fitness, in business, your career, your education. I feel that progress is, you have to progress in life.
Fantastic.
Being stagnant is not a very good spot to be in.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic. All right, thank you so much for your time today. Now, Genix, if anyone would like to find out more about your beatboxing, career, or maybe just about bodybuilding in
Or
general,
personal training.
Yeah, personal training. Where can they find you?
You can find me at the gym. I'm training at Strength Masters
Okay.
at Tai Seng, so you can visit their Instagram, Strength Masters Gym, or you can visit my Instagram page, GENIXBW. So Genix BW.
Fantastic. All
Genix,
right.
that's local beatboxing champion, 3 times international bodybuilding champion, and personal trainer. That's a long list.
It's a long, this is a mouthful. You know what? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Money FM 89.3.